it's your girl Sadie, and we're at the premiere of Creed 2.
You should've never doubted me. I'ma work to my last breath. I'ma hustle to my last breath. Yeah, you should've never doubted me. The pain and the struggle followed me. My daddy never been that bothered me. And these cold streets made a man of me.
Michael, what's your favorite thing about London? Now that apart from the
weather.
Oh, great.
Awesome. I hope you guys receive it really well. I know there's a lot of boxing fans and Michael B. Jordan, Tessa fans out here as well.
How was it training for this?
Yeah, how was it training for this?
Training is the first.
And how's it like going back to the family for the people?
It feels great, man. Me and Tessa, we've always kept in touch over the years, and Sly as well. So for us to get back on set and jump back into these roles, it feels great.
What was it like reprising the role of Ivan Drago?
Well, it was fantastic. I mean, just to be here and to see all these people and realize that even though that character was such a badass back in the 80s and killed Apollo and did all those bad things, people seem to latch onto something about him that now is a springboard to play him as a real person, as a real man, with a lot of regular problems like we do with our kids and with our future and what we're supposed to be and our frustration, you know. So I think, you know, all that put together was really great for me, you know.
Mike and Tez actually kept talking about the premiere, like from back in the day. It was like, it's going to be crazy, it's going to be a lot of people, and that's why I think it's the biggest red carpet we had, so it is insane. But just vibing off their energy, I felt like this was like another place for them, you know, another home, so I'm excited to be here.
So your production company is championing the inclusion rights.
Yes, ma'am.
How does that feel for you that you're championing this cause for everybody?
I mean, it feels great, man. It's something I would have done whether it was an inclusion writer or not. So as far as being, you know, inclusive and hiring people of color from all races, all backgrounds, and all walks of life. So it's something that's second nature to me. I don't really think that much about it. Yeah, but it feels good.
And my request for you, newcomer Florian, to act.
I was very impressed. I mean, when I met Florian, I immediately knew he was a great choice because his physique, his look, he was very hard looking, but he had a soft kind of a boyish side that I think I had when I was his age too, you know. And that gives you an opportunity to play a bad guy or a tough character, but you can also play the lead in another movie. You can be a romantic lead as well, which I'm sure he'll end up doing. Here he is.
Is your son?
Here's the muffin. Here's the muffin.
My father.
Okay, son, you're looking good.
was a weakling.
You're looking good. He was a weakling, yes.
You never know where your motivation to come from. We do the most with these bras and pop shundun. They try to push you aside, you gotta fight some. I had a line on the thigh and now we buy guns. I want that number one spot, I'm like Icon. I got that beast in my eyes, I'm like Tyson.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. I think so.
You brought the weather with you.
I did.
London.
Oh, from Ohio or
know.
because LA is always sunny.
It's always sunny, but I
yeah.
mean, this is a true London experience for you. The rain,
Oh, I love this
the
though.
cold.
Yeah,
it's great.
I completely loved it. That's why I don't like LA's weather because I don't feel the seasons. But like, yeah, my wife was worried about it. I was like, I love the rain
Yeah,
and
it's
all the
nice,
cold.
isn't it? Especially around this time of year.
Completely.
Well, I want to start off by saying congratulations on such an incredible
Thank you.
movie. I got the chance to watch it last week, and
Oh,
the
nice.
movie theatre erupted. Like, everyone was so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, where did you watch it last week?
We actually watched it in Leicester Square last week.
Oh, okay,
so we had a
nice.
sneak preview, which was good,
Nice,
which was
nice.
great. Yeah,
so
it was really
people
great.
responded well in the
Oh,
theater.
amazing!
right?
Like, everyone was
Okay.
cheering, everyone was clapping. It was a really good moment.
That's crazy.
But the
That's good.
success of Creed, did you have any? Were you nervous when it came to creating this movie,
Yeah.
and did you expect the buzz to be this big?
I knew the buzz was going to be big because Creed 1 was so
Yeah,
good,
it's
and everyone loves the franchise. Obviously, they love Rocky and Sly. So when coming onto it, yeah, there was definitely pressure, and
Of course.
the nerves were high. They were extremely high. So there's a lot of expectations for the project, and you know, there's people like, yeah, Ryan Coogler's not directing it, so they're worried about that.
Right, exactly.
Dragos are coming back. Is it going to be cartoony? It was like all these things, but I just played a close ear. I heard
Right.
people's concerns because they were obviously my concerns too. You know, but I made sure that the characters, I hope, you know, were alive and they were the same people that you loved from Creed 1, and that they're, you know, just a little bit more emotional stake at hand, you know, but I didn't veer off too much, but there is my own little personal stamp on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was true to the franchise franchise and still had that heart that
Right.
everyone loves in a franchise.
That's great, because in the previous movie, it wasn't as heavily themed on, family honor and
Yeah.
father-son relationships as it was in this time round. So, what made you specifically wanted to focus on that and make that the focus for this movie?
Yeah, I didn't want it to be full on a revenge story. That was my
Right.
worry when I heard the Dragos were coming back. And so
Yeah.
I really wanted to focus on things that were universal. Like, I can't say there's too many people out there I'm gunning for and trying to take off their heads, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, but what do people relate to? And
Yeah.
I was like, love. So there was the Tessa Thompson and Mike B relationship, or Adonis Creed and Bianca's relationship. And then there was obviously Sly, his family. Then there was also this natural father-son thing going on, or father-child at that, because, we had Amara, who's just a girl in the film,
Right.
which we wanted to switch it up a little bit. It was
Yeah.
too many guys.
Yeah, of course.
And so it just felt good to, one, add these personal things that I related to in a sense of, or themes that I was related to in a sense of me being married and having this relationship and showing the growth and, things with fathers, which I think all of us from Victor to Sly to
Right.
myself all connect with, on
Yeah.
different levels.
Amazing. And touching on the point of Adonis and Bianca's relationship, there was points in the movie where I noticed there wasn't even much dialogue between them, but the audience got to see how connected they were.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning, and I don't want to give too much away
ahead.
for the
Yeah,
film,
yeah.
but there was moments in the movie where
In the
the
locker room?
connection, yeah,
Okay,
exactly,
yeah,
where it
okay,
was so
okay.
deep, but without them even speaking to each other. Was that something that was intentional for you, and did you want to show that?
Yeah, completely. If people pay close attention, there's with them, and even in the Dragos with the father and son, there's very
Exactly.
less dialogue.
Yeah.
There's not as much dialogue, just because I felt like we can tell the story visually. And I think with Adonis and Bianca, there's already history there. So for me, it was like the first line of the movie they have together is a callback to
Exactly, yeah,
Creed 1.
yeah.
And again, that's me being a fan and being like, I would want to see that as soon as I start the
Exactly.
film off. But yet they've grown so much that now they have this level of communication without even saying anything.
Yeah.
It's more intimate. Whereas part 1, they were learning each other. So kudos to part 1 and setting that up. Now 2, I can play more and say, hey, this is why they're so special.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very beautiful to see, especially being a black woman. It's like you don't see that type of black love on screen these days. So
Completely,
it was
yeah.
really lovely to see, especially the scene where he's taking out her braids, and it was
Yeah,
just it was a
yeah.
moment for everyone in that theater.
In the
Everyone's
theater,
like,
it was
"That's goals.
Hey,
that's what we
this
want.
is goals."
That's what
and we
want."
have a few here. You know what I mean? A lot of it, obviously the Exit song at the
Yeah.
end that now is out there in the world. Just them, the baby, just moments that they share together. Sign language stuff.
Yeah.
That's just them, and to be specific with the Black Love is more so focused on who they were with their characters and who
Right.
they are, how they interact, and she has her head wraps on in certain scenes.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that because my wife always rocks her head
Yeah.
wraps. So it's just stuff like that I don't see on big pictures. And I'm like, damn, it's about to be crazy. Everyone in the world can see this movie. What if there's a little taste of us
Yeah.
in this relationship and in these
Yeah,
characters?
those were great moments, especially for all the black women in the theater. We just love those moments. We're like, that's what we want to see.
That's what you want to see. Yeah, Tessa getting snappy
Yeah,
at Mike.
getting
Like,
that
what you
love
say? You
it.
want to fight this dude? Hold on.
Exactly, snapping. That's us. That's us. So I want to touch about the fight scenes. So they were taken to a whole nother level in this
Yeah.
movie. So what I want to know is, how do you prepare for scenes like that? Like, do you shoot it in block time, or because they were really intense?
Yeah, to prepare for them, you do this thing called previs,
Mm-hmm.
which is you have the stuntmen go through the choreography and they show you it, and then the actors go in and they learn it.
Right.
But yeah, they had to learn so much because there's a lot of fighting in this film, and they had to give it their all. So it was less holding back, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is like when you go for a punch, you usually pull back so that way you won't fully go through.
Right.
These guys were getting hit quite a lot in the film, a few injuries and stuff like that, sent to
that's
the
what we used to
hospital
know.
twice, all
Wow.
that jazz.
Oh my goodness.
But it looks real and it looks
Yeah.
good. But ultimately, what we wanted to do is make sure they had a chemistry together. So they
Yes.
spent days and days and hours with each other learning to dance.
That's
And they had
amazing.
to trust each other. You know, we're
Right.
taking these punches and know each other's strength. But you do that, and then you go into the ring and you just shoot it. You just shoot it with 2,000 people, a crowd. You call action. Everyone's on their feet
Yeah.
yelling, so everybody can feel the energy in the
Right.
room. And you just pray that no one gets hurt and that all the practice and choreo has come to hand.
Comes
But
together.
eventually, you get what you can get, and then you go back to the editing room and try to work with what you have.
Well, they were incredible. It felt like
Thank
we
you.
were live watching it, so it was great. It was great to see.
Appreciate
But thank you
it.
so much for speaking with
Thank
me.
you. Same.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank